Okay, it's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Elgoods Brewery and it's a bottle of their Talon Imperial Stout, coming in at 6.6% ABV and described as a beer with all natural ingredients. There you go. Obviously it's the talons on the what bird of prey there, why they've called this beer Talon. It's got a black cap. Let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. At this stage of the review, I'd like to thank our channel sponsors, beersreviewed.co.uk, the largest online beer store in the UK. You can get beers from America, of course, some of the great beers in the UK, including this one. It looks good. Beers from Italy, Spain, of course Germany and Belgium. There's probably beer from a little bit further afield as well. Go and check them out, beersofeurope.co.uk. If you want something, they probably got it for you. One finger of tan coloured head then on this beer. It's a very dark beer. A little bit of light bleeding in at the bottom of the glass, but it's generally a jet black beer. Let's get the aroma. But first, wow, I want to show you a bit of that lacing. Look at this lacing on this glass. And as you rock the beer back and forth, you can see that it's got good body on the beer, because the carbonation there is just sludging its way through the liquid quite slowly, indicating a nice body to the beer. Aroma then on Talon Imperial Stout from Elgoods Brewery. Oh yeah, it smells good. It's an earthy little number, this one. A nice earthy, bready, chocolatey coffee Imperial Stout. It's very vinous, loads of vinous kind of qualities to the beer. Almost smells oak aged as well. I'm wondering if it's an oak aged beer. The chocolate, the coffee, the caramel, a standard kind of issue aromas in a beer like this. So let's dive in and give it a taste. It smells good. Let me give it a couple of tastes. Because I've just reviewed a fruit beer, a raspberry beer, so let me just clean my palate a bit. Interesting one, this. It is very earthy. It is very vinous. It's got like a drying bitterness to the beer. It's a very dry mouthfeel. It's a longing, malty and hoppy bitterness. It's malty bitterness in that there's a coffee, chocolate bitterness, a little bit of sweetness from the caramel, and then the hops on the back end just start to creep up on you and give you another kind of whack of bitterness. It's a nice Imperial Stout. If I had one little niggle about the beer, it would be that I would probably want a little bit more mouthfeel. I would want this beer to be a little bit more creamy, you know, a little bit more full on and kind of wrapping on the throat and kind of glugging down. It's a little bit thin, but it's got all of the great tastes of an Imperial Stout. So what do we have? A rich full flavour brewed with roasted malt with a good hop bitterness. The recipe uses pale ale, amber, chocolate and patent malts. Elgoods Brewery. The first time I've tried a beer from them. The only other, and this is a very small niggle too, the only other niggle is that in international terms, Imperial, say Imperial Stout, Imperial Porter, Imperial IPA, they generally mean, it's not set in stone, but people normally would expect an 8% and above ABV beer for the word Imperial to be used. This is 6.6%, but hey ho, it's still a good beer. So two little niggles. One, it could be a little bit thicker in the mouth, and two, it really could be, I don't know, what would you call this then, an export stout? I don't know, in international terms, if you sent this to America, if you sent this to Poland, if you sent this to certainly Sweden, Denmark or Norway, they would expect it to be an 8% beer with the word Imperial used. Other than that, it's a decent beer. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Put your comments in the comments box. Please subscribe to our daily beer reviews and cheers.